good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're joining from. You are welcome to this Design for Fashion class. Yes, my name is Chidera, and I've had this, I've had this class in my heart for a long time. And I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad it's happening today. Well, Design for Fashion, as the name implies, is all about designing. And for fashion, design has to do with a lot of things. You design flyers, you design clothes, you design patterns, you design a lot of things. But here we are streamlining this design class for fashion. So, while we wait for others to join, I would love for you to tell me where you are joining from. Where are you joining from? What's your name and where are you joining from? What's your name and tell me where you're joining from. I think I should buzz some people to join the class. Class has started. Where are you joining from? I'm super excited about this class. I'm super excited about this class because what we'll be talking about this evening or this afternoon, this morning is very important. It's important to me, and I'm sure you're going to learn a thing or two in this class. I'm really sorry we're starting behind schedule. This is like probably 6 or 7 minutes behind the scheduled time for this class. Let's just give a little bit of time for others to join. Yo. So um, I'll start by talking about fashion generally. And I know some of you already know my fashion journey. I have said that probably a couple of times. Um, Fashion to me has always been, what's the word now? Fashion to me has always been expression. Has always meant expression to me. Excuse me. So I started fashion, I think in 2000 and was it 13? When I got into the uni, and then we had this long strike, and that was my first introduction to fashion, like making clothes, learning about fashion and designing. And then I continued again in 2018 when I was waiting for youth service. I did that for almost 7 months, about 7 months. And after then, I continued in 2019, 2020 during my service. Yeah, so it's been a journey of continuous learning. And that is what I think fashion is supposed to be about. You learn, you unlearn, and you relearn. Nobody knows it all. So you keep learning, because if you stop learning, you become outdated. And because there are new updates in fashion, there are new things in fashion, you also need to, keep yourself updated about how fashion has been evolving. We have different trends that have evolved over the years, and this has had impact on the fashion industry or in the fashion industry. It has had impact on designs. It has had impact on how people perceive fashion, how people see fashion to be, So we'll be talking about design, what makes a design great, how you can actually design your clothes. One of the things that have always also been a bother or a concern to me is the fact that there's a lot of imitations in the fashion industry, a lot of imitations. People are copying designs, people are trying to recreate other people's design. Now, because this is not bad, it's not like we are saying it is wrong for you to, create other people's designs, but how creative are you in your own process? How creative are you in getting your own designs out? Get out of 10 creations that you have, which is original? How many is original to you? Which one is your own gong? Which is your own design in all of those creations that you have made? So in this class, we will be talking about how you can, create original designs that are peculiar to you, and how you can also get innovative in your design creation. So I will start right now and show you people what I have got. So yes, introduction to fashion design with Dara the First. And I have said a bit about my fashion journey. I've said a bit about my fashion journey. I've said a bit about my fashion journey. So now I want to let you people into my world. I want to let you people into what I am thinking and how it will benefit you, how it will be good for your own business and how it will be good for your brand, so to say. So if you're a newbie into fashion, I'm sure you're going to love this class. And if you're an OG in fashion, I'm sure also you'll be able to relate with some of the things that I'll be talking about in this class. So straight up, yeah, what is this class about? What is this class about? So while we appreciate the creativity in fashion, we will be exploring the key aspects of fashion design and the elements of design in fashion, which is the very essence of this class, the aspects of design and the elements of design in this class. So this class has also been curated for designers, tailors, garment makers, um, fashion enthusiasts, to for them to expand their horizon, for them to learn a thing or two, for them to get a grasp of what fashion design is all about. To get a grasp of what fashion is all about. So if you're interested in scaling your business in 2025, you have some more to give in this year, then you should be utilizing these tips that I'll be sharing with you this evening, afternoon, or morning, depending on the time you are watching this video. So it broadens your horizon about your business as a creative and harness your creativity while utilizing the proven tips that will scale your business in 2025. So who is this class for? This class is for anyone and everyone who wants to scale their fashion business, who wants to improve their fashion skills, and also elevate their fashion sense and design process. That is who this class is for. So it's been specially created for you and you alone. Now into the definition of terms. We're talking about design, we're talking about fashion design. Design and fashion design. So what is design? What is fashion design? There are two different things. Design on its own has its definition, and then fashion design on its own has its own definition, and we'll be diving into it right away. So what is design and what is fashion design? Now, this is from the internet. Design, general definition of design. Now, design is a plan or drawing produced to show the look and function or workings of a building, garment, or other object before it is made. This is like a plan of what you want to do, a plan of what you want to do, either a building. We have design plans for buildings, we have design plans for garments. This is before they are made. So design is not the finished work in this sense. It's more like a plan for what you desire to achieve. And also design can also be the core idea driving the design of a product. A core idea driving the design of a product, explained in a collection of sketches, images, and a written statement. I'm going to really explain some things to you, and you get a better overview of what design is all about. So it's the core idea of a product. Before a product is made, there is a design. Before a product is made, there is a design. Yeah, fashion design now. Please give me a moment. So fashion design on its own is the art of creating styles and aesthetics in clothes and accessories, encompassing ideation, sketching, and overseeing production, while also considering trends, fit, and functionality. Fashion design. So you would understand, or you would know that when we talk about fashion design, we're not only talking about clothes, we're not only talking about garments, we're not only talking about clothing. Fashion design covers accessories like bags, earrings, shoes, belts, everything that makes up fashion. And it's covers fashion design in the sense covers the creation of styles and aesthetics in clothing. So not only um, the clothes itself, not only the clothes itself, every other thing that you add to it plus accessories, it adds to it. Then also it encompasses ideation, sketching, and overseeing production, while also considering trends, fit, and functionality. It is influenced by culture and different trends and has varied over time and place. Like I said earlier, fashion trends have varied over ages, over places, over times, and this is influenced by people's culture. It has influenced fashion design. So fashion design, fashion design, fashion design. We have different types of fashion design. Different types of fashion design. One of which is haute couture. I hope I pronounce it well. Haute couture. We have luxury fashion. We have ready to wear. We have economy fashion. We have fast fashion. These are the different types of fashion design. While other terminologies relevant to fashion design are avant-garde, street wears, sustainable fashion, high fashion. We hear of fashion forward, we hear eco-friendly fashion, we hear contemporary fashion, we hear modern fashion, and the likes. We have so many terminologies associated with fashion, and we'll be looking into some of them. If time permits, we'll look into all, but there are some that I have highlighted for us to look into them. Yeah, So haute fashion, also known as French fashion, it covers any unique stylish design to order for wealthy and high status clients. This particular kind of fashion is high class. It's another term, like we also can call it um, high fashion, high class fashion, for this particular one. So it's high dressmaking, it's custom made usually, and this is where you find celebrity designers making custom made high class fashion for their customers. And then we have avant-garde, simply put, artistic statements. Artistic statement, they are not conventional. They are not the ready to wear. They are not the common clothing that we wear. They're not the regular things that we wear. These ones are artistic statements. When you're designing it, it's just um, for the aesthetics. It's beautiful in the eye, and many times they are not functional. So they are more like for creativity, to show your creativity. So they are experimental, unconventional, and structural. That's where you see all these people wearing banana, like dresses molded into different structures that, very creative, funny, and really amazing. That's the avant-garde. Then the next that we have is fast fashion. So fast fashion is very interesting, very, very interesting. It's usually low quality fashion. Fast fashion is usually low quality fashion items to mimic trends seen on runway for rapid turnover of styles at lower prices. So one of them which are Temu, Shein, Zara, some of their products are fast fashion. Now these items are just made to mimic runway, trends. They are made to mimic these styles that we see on runway, and they're actually very, very low quality, you know low quality. And then you see a particular design, and you feel like, oh, Rihanna wore this clothes, is so beautiful, and all and all and all. And in the end, when you check some of these online websites, for the price, you see wonderful prices there. The clothes that Rihanna wore, you're seeing it for 2K, 2,000 naira, and you're very excited. You're supposed to ask yourself a question. You're supposed to ask yourself a question. You're supposed to ask yourself a question. Wait, can you pause it? Okay, you're supposed to ask yourself a question. How can this clothes that Rihanna wore be 2,000 naira? It's not possible. It's not just possible. So now the next is economy fashion. Economy fashion are affordable, budget-friendly clothing designed for everyday wear. Designed for everyday wear. They are simple, reflect trends easily, and they are accessible. They are simple, they reflect trends, and they are easily accessible. Now, the difference between this economy fashion and fast fashion is that they are affordable, but they are not really low quality fashion. They are not low quality fashion. And I can classify these ones as those ones you buy in on a Chihuahua. You know, they are affordable. They are things you can wear to work. They are things you can wear out. But you know that they are not let's say again, they are economy fashion. They are budget friendly. You can actually buy these items and still stand out wherever you're going to. Then we have ready to wear, which is very, very common in the fashion world today. Very, very common. Ready to wear, from the name, it is ready to wear. It is ready to wear. So you just go in there, put one on, and then move. it's mass produced also, and then it's available in different sizes and readily accessible in stores. We have the trend of boo-boo. Boo-boo is everywhere. People are making it ready to wear. We have two-piece. People are making it as ready to wear. And the beautiful thing is that it's not just Ankara ready to wear. You can use any fabric to make your ready to wear. It's not limited to just boo-boo. You can do any style ready to wear. The point is that, oh, I had a wardrobe malfunction, and you're the closest fashion vendor, fashion designer that is around me. And I just walk into your store. Oh, please, I see you have mannequin. It has clothes on. How much is this? I have a wardrobe malfunction. I want to do this, I want to do that. Okay, then you give me the price, usually affordable, and then I change and I continue going to where I'm going to, as easy as that. So you can make your unique style even as a ready-to-wear vendor. Then I think that is all for this. I am pretty new at this, so bear with me. Then we have luxury fashion. Yes. The reason why I am categorizing all of this, or taking my time to let people know, or I'm explaining these terminologies, is so that you know which category you fit in as a fashion designer. You know what you're designing. You know what category you are in. I've mentioned avant-garde, I've mentioned haute couture, I've mentioned ready-to-wear, I've mentioned fast fashion, and now this is luxury fashion. This is so that as you're designing now, you are understanding that this is my category of designing, of fashion designing. Now, luxury fashion entails quality materials, exceptional craftsmanship, high quality materials, trend setting, and high price points. I have a question here for you, and I would love for you to leave your answer in the comment section. Leave your answer in the comment section. So here, if the designer uses a custom-made fabric that is worth 65,000 naira per yard, and it will take 3 to 4 yards to make a beautiful cloth that she has designed, how much do you think that cloth will be sold for? How much do you think that cloth will be sold for? 65,000 naira per 1 yard, and I need 3 to 4 yards to make the design that I want. How much do you think it will be sold for? And even though this is not pricing class, but we can learn a thing or two from this question. How much do you think that cloth is going to be sold for? So luxury fashion goes for both corporate, be anything. So long as the materials are high quality, the craftsmanship is exceptional. And when we're talking of craftsmanship, we're talking of your cutting, we're talking of your sewing, we're talking of your inseam, we're talking of the weaving of the cloth, labeling, and the structure of your cloth entirely is excellent. Like sewn to perfection. That is craftsmanship. That is craftsmanship. So if you have high quality materials and the style on its own also is superb, then that's luxury fashion. Because there are people that you have, niched your design for. And once they see it, they know this is my thing. This is for me. This is for me. This is my vibe. And I must relate to this vibe. I'm sure by now you know some designers that are popping in your head already. So it goes for both corporate, it goes for Asoebi, any kind of clothes you're making. As long as it's high quality materials and the cost of production is high. So the price point will also be high. It's just logical. Now, I want us to also see something. Luxury fashion, I tell you, it's not only the designer that makes that clothes. I know you have your own process for your design, but many times it's not just one person. So you have to pay all of those people doing that thing for you in luxury fashion. Yeah. So why is fashion design important? Why is it important to, why is everybody or many people becoming fashion designers? Why? One is for cultural expression. I am from this place. I want to show people that I'm from this place. I want to express my cultural attire or cultural look, cultural fabrics, and all of it. So for cultural expression, that is why fashion design is important. Now, we have the likes of Ishago, we have the likes of Ashoke, we have the likes of this northern weaved caps. We have a lot of materials that reflect cultural expression, and then people design with those materials also to show cultural expression. When you go for a wedding, you have the uh, what's it called? Igbo wrapper. I wore it to, it just skipped my mind. It just skipped my mind. So we have that material, George, sorry. Yeah, we have the George, we have different designs of George, not only the Easterners, like um, a lot of people now use it for cultural expression. Then we have for economic impact. Why am I a fashion designer, or why is fashion design important? For economic impact, I don't know how many of you are here just to show off your creativity, but many of us are here to make money from it because it's a source of income, you know. So for economic impact, improve your standard of living and all that. Then for innovation and trends, fashion design is important if we actually want to evolve. So for innovation and for trends, now I see a design. Oh, this design is lovely. How can I improve on this design? You must have the knowledge of fashion design to improve that particular design. If not, you may just be criticizing, or you may just be changing something that is already, like, there's no need to do that. So you need to understand fashion design to innovate and to create trends. And we are really going to talk about this innovation and trends in the course of this class. So for self-expression, oh, I feel like a butterfly today. I can wear butterfly gown with big wings in form of a boo-boo, and I design it to express how I feel or express my mood, or just have an idea in my mind that I want to express. Now we have for social and environmental impact. For social and environmental impact, I want us to understand that fashion design contributes to the waste that we have in the world. I can't categorically say the percentage because this is like worldwide. Different countries have the different percentage of fashion design, fashion materials create waste for them. And I think the US has the highest. So let me not quote so that you will not say I said. So there's so much waste in fashion, and the essence of fashion design is, let's cut down on this particular waste. Let's cut down on this. Let's not do this, because some of the materials used in creating designs or creating these clothing fabrics are also toxic. They are bad for our health. Uh, the rivers or oceans where they dump refuse, it affects the aquatic animals or people living around that area, rural areas. Some of these things have effects in or on the lifestyle of people staying around there. So that's where you hear things like eco-friendly fashion or sustainable fashion. eco-friendly dyes, repurposed fabrics, upcycling. All of this is why fashion design is important. People make earrings, people make hairbands, people make head ties, from those fabrics that you are no longer using, those fabrics that are no longer useful to you. People repurpose them and they use it to create, lots of things. On Instagram, I saw someone that posted a very, very, it was beautiful, detachable sleeves made from different materials. You just put it, you wear your sleeveless and you put detachable sleeve. I remember when I started, I don't have the pictures here, but when I started fashion then in 2000 and I think 2018, I had this idea to make detachable sleeves. You just wear your camisole and you put on your detachable sleeves. So you can create something like that from fabrics that you don't use anymore. All those load and pile, you have refused to throw them, you have refused to use them, you refused to burn them. They're occupying spaces in your shop and in your house. This is a good idea for you to use those fabrics to do all of this. So we move. Roles of a fashion designer. Roles of a fashion designer. What are expectations of you as a fashion designer? What do people want from you? What do they expect from you as a fashion designer? So number one is learn and comprehend how to size and fit clothing and shoes. Like I said, fashion design encompasses a lot of things, not just garment that you're designing. So you should be able to tell your customer or your client, oh, this particular design goes with this particular thing. This particular thing goes with that. You wear this kind of shoe. You're more like styling them. Yes, we have lots of fashion designers that have turned stylists today because your client actually wants you to go down and make sure that they look good. So you can double up as a fashion designer, as an stylist, then collaborate as a team to design. You as a fashion designer or the creative designer in that organization or fashion academy, you need people. You need people. Two heads, they say, are better than one. Two good heads are better than one. So collaborate as a team to design. You may not have it all. You may just have an idea and you need other people to work on that thing. So you need to collaborate with other people to create a stunning design. Now research and identify textiles and other creative materials that will be used in that design. You need to make research. And when we go down to what to look out for when designing a cloth, you understand this better. So you need to make research and identify materials. Okay, a customer wants this, that. What kind of material can I use? What kind of aesthetics or accessory can I use with this fabric to get that particular design you're looking for? Then accessorize with jewelries, shoes, and other accessories, like I said earlier. Comprehend and identify target markets. As a fashion designer, you would need that to market your design. You need to comprehend and identify your target markets. Then identify color schemes. We'll go into all of this. Attend fashion shows and study fashion publications to learn about and predict current trends in fashion. Please and please and please do not just sit down in your shop waiting for clients to come and meet you. You need to move out. You need to go out. You need to read. You need to invest in yourself also. You need to know what's happening in the fashion world. You cannot just sit down and be comfortable with people bringing fabrics to you and then you are sewing away your everything. Step out, attend fashion shows. Yes, it may be expensive, but there are some that are happening right around you, right around in your city, wherever you are, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos, Ibadan, wherever you are. I'm sure there are fashion stuffs coming up. It may not be physically, you can join online. You can join online. Study fashion publications to know about current trends. What is trending now? Can you like articulately talk about what is trending now? Then recognize the usage of design elements such as shape, line, color, and texture. We'll be going right into this also. Utilize computer-aided designs. So many people give excuses. I don't have a laptop, I don't have a phone, but please don't mind that anymore. Please, if you can afford these things, use them for your investments, use them for yourself. Use them for yourself. Utilize computer. We have Clue 3D, we have other computer aided designs that you can use, or platforms, designs, softwares that you can use to improve in your design. Then supervise pattern cutting and sewing of samples and prototypes. I have my own story concerning this. I've shared it also. It wasn't a palatable one because I gave someone a design to make for me. And then it's the madam I gave, So I was expecting that, it will come out nice because I had great expectation for that. I had not made it before. It was an illustrated design. So I gave it to the person and she understood everything about the design. Only for me to see the, final product, I was highly disappointed. And I was so sure in my heart that it wasn't that lady that made clothes. She probably gave it to her assistant or somebody. So supervise pattern cutting and sewing of samples. As a fashion designer, it is important for your business, it's important for your brand. Sincerely, I don't think I can go back to that person, because what if I had, up to 10 samples? Do you understand? What if I had up to 10 samples to make of that particular design? And some of these designs, require fabric. You may be using up to 5 yards to make that particular design, and then I give you 50 yards of material to make a design. Then I come back and you are saying stories just because you did not supervise what your sew assistant or your fashion assistant did. So these are the roles, these are what we expect from you. Then make sure the production team adheres to the designer's specification. Designer has something in mind, or your client has something in mind. Please adhere to it. If you have already, probably there was a consultation before then, and you have heard your own opinion, oh, this thing will not work, or this will not come out good, and the person insists, please adhere to whatever the person wants. So now, aspects of design. From here, we would be talking about so many other things, aspects of design. We have ideation. We have technical skills, we have artistic expression, trends, marketing and sales, elements of design, principles of design. My team and I are working on this project, so it's all good. Then we have elements of design, we have principles of design, we have inspiration, expression, and we have career opportunities. These are the aspects of design. I tell you that a good team, a wonderful, solid team has this. A wonderful, solid team has all of this to bring designs to life. So some people work on the idea of the design. Some people have the technical skills. Some people have, the artistic expression. Some people are in charge of the trends, marketing and sales. Some people have other career opportunities in design. Also is an aspect of design. So it makes up the whole team. The whole team. from the definition or from the subject. Ideation is all about the ideas. Technical skills, we'll look into that. We'll look into trends also, the marketing and sales, then the elements of design, the principles of design, inspiration, expression, career opportunities. I hope I'm not the only one enjoying this class so far. Let me know if you're still with me and if I have not lost you somewhere. Say hi. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Can you say hi, 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 hi? All right. Hi, Uchechi. Good to have you here. So what to look out for when designing a cloth or a collection? What do you look out for as a designer? We have target audience, we have the occasion in question, we have desired silhouette, we have construction details, fabric selection and properties, design elements, costs and availability of the fabric, sustainability and marketing. Some of these look like what we have talked about in the aspects of design. But here I'm going to be, speaking about them one by one. One by one. So yeah, target audience. Target audience speaks about who you're making the cloth for. Who are you making the cloth for? As a designer, I said what to look out for when designing a cloth. Who are you making the cloth for? You need to answer this question. You don't just open your shop or get a store, put sewing machine, and then you start making clothes. Who are you making the clothes for? Who is your target audience? You must answer this question before you start. Now I have a picture here, very beautiful pictures of different women, different ages. We have teenagers, we have children, we have middle-aged, we have the aged people or aged people. We have different, people that we are designing clothes for. So who exactly are you making for? Are you making for children? Are you making for preteens or teenagers? Even on the cloth tags, it has the ages, the range, on cloth tags. So who are you designing for? Because if you're designing for children, you know the elements that you put into it. You know the kind of designs that is suitable for children. If you're designing for like this mama, with her two hands standing akimbo, what is appealing to someone of her age. Now, the truth is that people of different ages have their styles and all that, but if you're making a general, design for different people, you should know who you are making the designs for. I love all of these designs that I can see here. They are very beautiful. Then occasion, where can they wear it to? When you're designing, you consider the occasions that people can wear those designs to. Where can they wear those designs to? Where can they wear those designs to? You feel the rhymes? Yeah, where can they wear them to? Am I designing casual wears, shirts and plain trousers or pants? Am I designing even lingerie? Lingerie. What's the occasion? Where can I wear that to? Now, So when you're designing, where can I wear it to? Is this a party wear? Is this can I wear this to work? Or am I going for an outing, beach wear? So what's the occasion that you're designing for? And brings me to this beautiful women here. I'm a very visual person, so that's why I created lots of pictures to explain what I am talking about. Yeah, so the question now is, you were invited for a birthday party and you need to wear one of these. Which would you buy? Honest opinion, your honest answer. Which would you buy? I have A, I have B, I have C. Please, am I audible enough? Can you hear me? Can you hear me very, very well? Can you hear me? Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me check the comments. So yes, can you hear me? Am I audible enough so that I know if I should increase my volume? Do I increase my volume? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Very well. Loud and clear. Ha. Okay. Thank you so much for your feedbacks. So yes, if you can see my screen too, I want you to say I can. I can, I can, I can, I can, I can. Awesome. Awesome. So I have a question here for you. You are invited for a birthday party, and you need to buy one of these gowns. Which one would you buy? Is it A or B or C? I want to test our fashion sense or our style in the comment section. So which will you buy? The first one is for 50,000 naira. The second one is for 58,000 naira. The third one is for 55,000 naira. Okay, Jolie said she will go with B. Awesome. Can you also tell us why? Can you tell us why? Can you tell us why you go with B? I'm waiting for another one. The price of the second, that's B, is 58,000. The price of the first one is 50,000 naira, while the third one is 55,000. 55,000 naira. I'm waiting for your feedbacks. I'm waiting for your feedbacks. When you people finish selecting, then I'll tell you the one that I will go for, and I'll give you the reason why. It's getting interesting. So I want you to do me a favor. If you don't have your, or if you have your friends that you know this design, this class will be good for, please invite them. It's not too late, even though we joined late, but it's not too late. We are just entering into the sweetest parts of it. And at the end of the class, I'll go over all that I've said in the last 1 hour. So please just invite someone that you know, someone that this class will be useful to. Okay, Jolie said, it looks well crafted. The neck region design is very unique. I love that. Why is it not the most expensive? So why do you still want to buy it? Are you not cutting cost in this sustainable economy? Why would you leave 50,000 naira gown and buy 58? Is that how you have money rich? Is that how a lower you are? Why? Why would you buy 58,000 naira gown? Ha, some of you have money, oh. So why? What's the reason? Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I can see Olamide has been trying to type. Is it the network? Let me hear your thoughts before I move to the next one. So I talked about what to look out for when you are designing a cloth. I mentioned target audience. Who are you making your clothes for? So, and then I have a range of women. Teenager, middle age, and mama. Then who are these people you are designing for? So I also said the occasion that you are designing this wear for. It's important to know. If you know the people that you're designing for, then you should know where they can wear what you are designing. Okay, let me go back to the chart. Olamide said, I'll go with B because for a birthday party, B is simple and at the same time elegant. It looks different and best for a birthday party. That was a lovely response. So the price difference is no more 3,000 extra is worth the money. So we have big people here, big people. Then we had 50K gown, we had 58,000 naira gown, we have 55,000 naira gown. Now for me, I'll go with B, of course. Like, of course. It's a party. And in a party, you have to stand out, look cheeky, look like this economy is not affecting you. You have to look like, oh my goodness, like this heat is not even touching me. You know, I'm fly, I am, oh, sleek, like the world revolves around me, you know, because it was accessorized and the accessory is beautiful. The design is beautiful. Jolly said, it would be great if the neck design is detachable. Well, it's up to the designer, you know, so that is why you're in this class. It's now up to you. If you want to do something like that, you're like, okay, I would like this person to have another look of this particular gown, then you can make it detachable or it's fixed permanently. I love this gown because it's beautiful. It's a simple design, but value, something has been added to it. The orders look great and they'll be very, very nice for different occasions, you know. But this stands out because of that little work that was put in it. Okay, now the next thing you should look out for when designing a cloth is the desired silhouette or shape. Now, this is in two ways. Myself as a designer, there is something that I'm looking out for. I want a ball gown. You know, I'm trying to design a ball gown. And for that design, now that is my desired silhouette. That is the desired shape that I want to bring to life, you know. The other part is what body type are you designing for? Let me move on. We are talking about women's fashion for now. And I tell you some of all these things are also applicable in men's fashion. So we have the triangle shaped women, we have those rectangle shaped women, we have the apple shaped women, we have the hourglass, which all of us are praying to have. Then we have the pear shaped women. Personally, I like the hourglass because everybody thinks that is femininity, but then God created us in different shapes and sizes. And so there should be a cloth to fit everyone and anyone, irrespective of their, you know, body shape. So when you are designing a cloth, you have to put this into consideration. Peradventure, I have someone of this, my client comes with a fabric to me and says, oh, I'm going for this wedding. I really don't know what to wear. Can you please design something for me? Please don't fold their hand. What you should do is to consider their body type when designing. Consider their body type when designing. The triangle shaped women have very, very broad shoulders and is narrowed down to their pelvis or their hip. And what kind of clothes do you think will fit this kind of person? I will not tell you. It's your work. You go look for the kind of designs that will fit these people, because the idea is for you to flatter their features. They shouldn't look awkward when they wear clothes. Some of them do not know. And I know you understand what I'm talking about. You wear some clothes and they look very, 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 funny somehow inside it. And because the person is elderly, you don't know how to tell the person, Mama, you're not supposed to wear this kind thing, because then we have the rectangular shaped, women. Everything is straight, bust, waist, hip, the same size. What can that person wear? Or in your creativity, how do you design something for such a person? We have the apple, they are round. They are fully round like apple, robust most of the times, and many of them are, not at all. Then what can you do for them? Hourglass seems like anything goes, for them. Then the pear shaped, the bust is small and the hip is very, very wide. What kind of design of clothes will be good for them? Now we go to construction details. When you're designing a cloth, you must consider the construction details. Am I designing a loose or fit clothes? Is it structured? Is it asymmetric? Am I doing drapes? Then you learn some of these terminologies for technical skills for designing. Is it A-line? Is it bodycon? Is it A-line? Is it bodycon? What is your construction detail that you are putting into that particular design? Oh yeah. Do you like what you see? Do you like what you see? So we have different, like what I just said, construction details. This is what I mean in construction details. What am I adding to my design? Am I doing a loose pant? Am I doing a tight pant? Is it a gathers? Is it a line? Is it bodycon? Okay, the sleeves. How will the sleeves look like? All that. Those are construction details in your design. It's important to put that in mind. Very, very important to put that in mind. Okay, so um, um, then we look at the next thing. I hope you're enjoying the class so far. If you're just joining, you haven't missed much. You haven't missed much. Then we have fabric selection and properties. Remember, we are still talking about what to look out for when you're designing a cloth or a collection. Fabric selection and properties. Okay, I'll just go back to aspects of design, or I do that when I am done. Aspects of design, so that you see again. I said something. Aspects, okay, no, the roles of a fashion designer. The roles of a fashion designer. Okay, here you research and identify textiles and other creative materials that will be used in designs. So when you want to design, okay, you have a design, you have something you want to bring to life. The fabric that you will be using is very, very important. The fabric you'll be using is very, very important. We just talked about construction and details. If I'm going to be doing a drape, will I go and get a khaki to do drape? It's not possible. You won't get what you're looking out for. You need to use the right fabric for the right detail and functionality you are looking out for. You need to use the right fabric and has the right properties for what you are looking out for. It is very, very important. Very, very important that you use the right fabric for what. If not, you will not get what you're looking out for. What you're trying to achieve will not be gotten. So if you are trying to just do a loose, make a loose gown, you must know the kind of materials that you would use that will give you what you're looking out for. So yeah. Then cost and availability of fabrics. Cost and availability of fabrics. And I put down some things that I want to talk about. Like in fabric selection, we consider the different types of fabrics. We have lots and lots of fabrics, new names. There was one I was hearing that the name of the fabric is abaya, like the name of the fabric itself is abaya. So you have lots, and wherever you're buying your fabric from, you must make sure that they understand and know the kind of fabric that they are giving to you. Very, very important. Now, you want to make a suit, for example. Then you now go and buy Lycra material to make suits. I want to laugh at you, but I will not laugh. You want to sew a gown with cowl neck, that drape that happens on the neck, then you go and buy Mikado. They play. You will not get that thing you're looking for because that's not the suitable fabric for that particular construction. Or you want to buy lingerie, you want to buy innerwear, underwear, and then you must know the kind of material that you're going to use. You can't be using khaki. For those of us that still wear underwear, you must understand why we are wearing it. And then you use the right fabric to achieve that thing that you actually want. If you don't use the right fabric, right texture, you will not achieve that thing that you're looking for. Okay, so this is cost and availability of fabrics. Now, I'm giving another example so that it's actually relatable. You run an economy brand. I mean, like I explained it earlier, you run an economy fashion brand, and then you're buying material that costs 65,000 naira per yard. The cost of the fabric you're using is also important. If you're running a luxury fashion brand, then that will not be a problem. Do you feel me? If you're running a luxury fashion brand, you won't have a problem with buying very expensive fabrics because that is your brand line. Now, your own is economy fashion where you just go buy chiffon, sew one fine style like this, wear it on your mannequin. That will be giving you small, sharp money. Not like they're actually poorly priced, but you understand what I mean? Like the cost of production is not hard, it's not high. Now, the cost and availability of your fabric is important. Or, you use this 65,000 naira to make, and you expect your regular customers that are used to the range that you've been making to buy that, they will not buy it. Except that person actually has that taste. And because that's not your target customer, you are already, subscribing for low sales. And then another one is that you make bulk, you make ready to wear, you must produce your designs, and then you go to the market and that fabric is no longer available. And I want you to imagine that someone calls you and says, oh, that particular two-piece, that up and down that you made for me, I want 100 pieces of that design. You made that clothes, maybe you sold that clothes, a piece for 15,000 naira. For example, that piece was 15,000 naira times 300. I don't know the math, but then you have a let me use real figures so that we understand this very, very well. You have 15,000 naira times 300 pieces. Do you know how much it is? 4.5 million naira. We'll be dancing tenge, tenge, tenge. By the time you go back and they say, madam, we don't get that material again. No, we don't get that material again. That contract is already dancing ballet with one leg. because that material is not available. And that person say, is that particular one that I want? So the cost and availability of your fabric is very, very important. Have I said this enough? Yes. Okay, another thing is sustainability. I hope I'm not taking so much time on all of this. Sustainability. What is the environmental impact of the choice of the material and the production of your production process? Like I said, some of these materials are harmful to our environment, they cause pollution, to our environment. Then you have to ask yourself, how can I reduce these wastes? What is the durability of the clothes that I'm making? How sustainable can it be? For example, I know one of the things that had affected me was making clothes with lycra. You don't have the right machine for it, sewing machine for it. You end up getting very frustrated. Now the customer will have another design to what you have already designed, because it's either you finish the newspaper that is in your house in trying to sew the sides and all the stitches, or candle will almost burn your hand because you're trying to use the wax to hold those things together. So what's the sustainability of what you're making? Then what is the impact of the choice of your material to your production process? Very important. So if your lycra mesh is not properly sewn, the person will just do like this, and it's opening at different ends. And I'm sure you understand what I am saying. We go to marketing. So I'm going into fashion design and I don't know how I'm going to sell my clothes. Many of us are there. Like, we just want to be so, we want to design, we want to do lots of design, plenty design. I've launched so, I sew this one, so I know how to sew. But you're not making the money that you're supposed to be making. You're not actually making that money you're supposed to be making. Then there is a problem. There is what? A problem. How do I make people to buy from me? How do I make people to buy from me? Number one is that people love uniqueness. I will still talk about this later because we will talk about marketing again. People love uniqueness. People are easily bored with trends. This one is happening now. They have bought this material. They are waiting for the next trend to come out and they are ready to buy that one. They are ready to buy the next one. People love uniqueness. So if you're making, for example, what is trending, let me use this as an example. What is trending is boo. That's what's trending. I want to make boo to join the trend. But how can I make my own different? Because people already have this style that is trending. They already have the boo with ashoke on the neck and 2 pockets. And I'm making that same one. You want the person to still come and buy and add. How many do you want them to wear? How many do you want them to wear? So people buy uniqueness. Uniqueness is very important. Then we'll still go back and we'll talk about the remaining things. So now, design elements, part of what you should consider when creating a design or collection. Please, if I have not lost you, say I am here. If I have not lost you, please say I am here. 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 Oh, you can even say I am here. Oh. I am here. Oh. Okay. Okay, Olamide. Thank you for being here with me. So what we'll be talking about again is your design elements. We have color, we have shape or silhouette, we have texture, we have line, we have fabrics, we have sketch. All of these are your design elements. Now, design generally have elements and principles, but we are narrowing it down to fashion design. You can't talk about fashion design without talking about color. You can't talk about fashion design without talking about shape. You can't talk about fashion design without talking about texture. You cannot talk about fashion design without talking about line, fabric, and your sketch. These are your design elements, and I'll talk about them, you know, individually, individually. Oh yeah, so color, when we are, designing, we have colors that we want to, use. And then people vary. Some people have never worn red clothes. They have never worn red. Against their personal belief, they don't wear red, they don't wear black. So we must use different colors. We must use different colors. Get a color wheel, color palette where you have different colors. Study the color wheel. There are complementary colors. There are monochrome. We have tertiary colors, primary colors. How do I combine colors, as I design? There was a year color blocking reigned. I don't know if people still color block now, but as an element of design, color is important. Another thing is shape. Shape, the shape of the person that you are designing for. We already mentioned that. The shape that you are trying to achieve, we already mentioned that. And I also want to streamline this also to the design that you are making. I think that this is the opportunity for me to say this. Even your necklines, when I'm designing, what kind of neckline am I looking out for? What kind of shape in your sleeve, what am I looking out for in my design? Cause like every time U-neck, you are this one, this clothes you made for this person is U-neck. The one you made for yourself is U-neck. The one you made for her children, U-neck. The one you made for her neighbor, U-neck. All your collection, U-neck, U-neck, U-neck. What has U-neck done to you? Why don't you try other neck styles, necklines? Why don't you try other things, to improve your design of your clothes? Why don't you try other necklines? You know, we have different, necklines, scallop, we have the keno or batiu, we have the v-neck, we have a lot of them. We have duck, we have sweetheart, we have the off shoulder. Explore these necklines in your shape of, the neckline that you're trying to make. Then texture is also something with fashion and design. The texture, and in fashion we're talking about the texture of the fabric that you are using, the texture of the fabric you're using. Learn to use some fabrics, don't run away from them. The texture of the fabric you try, they are silky, rough, lots of that. So we learn to use all of this. Then we have line. We know lines. I explained in designs and some of the designs we wear, and we would go into that also. Then the fabric. Fabric is your design element. Are you a fashion designer without fabric? You cannot be a fashion designer without fabric. So you must have a grasp and knowledgeable idea of fabrics and what to use them for, the functionalities that you want to achieve or the construction that you want to achieve in your design. Fabric is very, very important. This is the bedrock of, the creation. Get familiar with designing different fabrics. You're so used to crepe, 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 crepe. Try other fabrics in your design. Sketch your design, sketch your design, sketch your design, sketch your design, sketch your design. This is the visual illustration of the details you want in your design. I'll say this. Some of us really do not maximize this because we don't know how to sketch. That should not be a limitation. It should not be, and I'm not even saying it because sketching your design should not be a limitation. You must find the way around it. I was giving an illustration of someone. Okay, this is colors. I was giving an illustration of someone, on the bike. Probably you're in a vehicle and you're moving, and then you just see somebody on the bike, and that's fast movement. It felt like you saw something that the person was wearing. It felt like you saw something the person was wearing, you know, and not see this thing very well, oh, I not see this very well. Oh, you have a creative mind. You know what your mind should do? You should take your time and then you are reviewing that thing. Oh, I saw the neckline was like this, the sleeve was like this, it was a yellow top, it was a pink skirt. Do you know that you're already sketching that thing in your mind? You're already talking about the design in your mind. I do that too, even as a fashion illustrator. I do that too. It's not all the time you have the time and chance to sketch a design. What do? You use words, put it into writing. Write those things that your mind is telling you. Okay, I want this clothes I want to make. I want the thing to have this. I want this to have this. I want these elements to be there. I want to write them down in words. Write them down in words. First of all. Secondly, a sketchbook. You need it as a fashion designer. You need a sketchbook as a fashion designer. You don't have to know how to sketch from the beginning to the end. No. Once you have a sketchbook, you have these things written down, then you start, it's just like copy and paste. Oh, sleeve is like this. Then with the little, at least you can hold a pen. With that little, you just draw it on the croquis in the sketchbook. On the croquis in the sketchbook. You don't have to know how to draw from scratch. Once you have a sketchbook, that is fine and enough for you. And I'm actually creating a wait list. If you need a sketchbook, if you need a sketchbook to improve on your designs, just let me know after this class. I have a wait list of people that I want to create a sketchbook for, and you don't have to bother about delivery fee for this sketchbook. It's not totally free, but it's affordable. You don't have to bother about the delivery fee getting the sketchbook. So after the class, you just let me know that you need this and I add you to the wait list. So yeah, we have different types of colors: primary color, secondary color, tertiary colors. We know most of this. Complementary colors, these are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. On the color wheel, we have red, we have green. They are complementary colors. Analogous, colors that are next to each other on color wheel. Look at color wheel. Yellow, yellow, green, green, like that. Green, blue, blue, purple, that way. Those are analogous colors. Then we have the monochrome, colors that are in the same hue family, differing only in saturation and brightness. You can see that in blue and purple. You know, sometimes when you intensify the color, the purple looks like blue or the blue looks like purple. Sometimes when you drag it, purple is looking like black, yellow is looking like ash. So you can experiment these colors in your design. It doesn't have to be boring. Explore these colors. Then we talked about texture, and I have these pictures of different textures of fabrics. We know this is towel from the, it's rough. We have the smooth, like crepe. We have satin, we have silk, we have sunray. We now have sunray, we have sequins, they have different textures. So depending on what you want to achieve in your design, you need to know all of this and the roles that the texture plays in your design. So now we are going to how to stay creative. Please, I hope you have your book and pen and you've been jotting down all of what I've been saying, because I'm sure you will need it. Ideation. I picked some of the aspects of design and I try to categorize all of these things under them. We have ideation, like we said earlier. Ideation is just the idea about what you want to design, the whole concept of what you want to design. Now, number one is question the norm. As a fashion designer, question the norm. Oh. Just because your madam taught you or your boss taught you this and that and that and that, if you want to stay creative, if you want to harness your creativity, You question the norm. Don't just follow the crowd. Question the norm. Why is there breast pockets on the front bodies of a shirt? Why? Why? For functionality or just aesthetics or is appealing to the eyes? Why? Why must we put zip at the back? Why? Why? Why must we put, when you sew gown, if not yourself, why must I put zip at the back of the gown? Can I make a shirt that collars from one end and ends under the armpit? Can I? You're questioning the norm because normally is the collar is standing end to end, But then how about double lapel on one side? How about that? How will it look? So why can't I put my zip 3/4 of my gown's bodies? Question the norm. If you want to stay creative, you have to question the norm. Don't always go with what every other person, is doing. Don't always go with what every other person is doing. Yeah, so okay, this is one of my pretty designs, and I thought to show you people this design. In questioning the norm, this was what I did. Cargo pants have nice pockets, but then I'm asking, why must the pocket always look the way it does? Why can't I make my own pocket a bag? Why can't I make it exaggerated? These are the questions that I asked myself, and I decided to go ahead and I made the design. I'm satisfied that I did something out of the norm. That's design. Just keep questioning the norm and you would refresh and harness your creativity that is embedded inside of you. 2 is learn to use a mood board in your designing. Learn to use a mood board in your designing. This sets the tone and ambience for your design and helps to stay stuck to your process. I explained what a mood board is here. For a fashion collection, editorial, or design project, fashion mood boards are visual collections of pictures, textiles, colors, and other components that are used to express a particular theme, style, or mood. They support designers in effectively communicating their vision, organizing ideas, and experimenting with aesthetics. Here's what has happened to me before, and I don't know if you can relate with it. Now I'm going to merge this with mood board and sketching your designs. I see this very beautiful fabric. Oh, what can I use this for? What can I, make with this design? And you're at the verge of cutting it and you're changing your mind. You're like, no, let me not use this to do A-line gown. Let me use it to make skirt and blouse, And you're about to cut it for skirt and blouse. You're like, it's like I'll go back to do that A-line. This material is too good for just, and you have now eventually cut that thing for A-line. You now start regretting, Kai, I would have just sewn that. No, you don't have to trouble yourself. Once you use a mood board and you sketch your designs, that stress, that confusion or indecision will disappear. You stick to it, stick to it, stick to it, stick to your process. Hallelujah. So I also said that they support designers in effectively communicating their vision. So if you're even giving someone else to do this for you, I have a theme, and then from that theme, you design your mood board. These are the things, and I'm going to show you a mood board. So I tried to create a mood board with a theme, African China mood board, and here's what I came up with. In creating a mood board, it's not so difficult. Creating a mood board is not difficult. What you need to do is understand the elements you're looking out for and create it. African China, what should I be looking out for? All of the elements. I know Chinese, they have the dragon, they have fire. I wrote it down somewhere. They have the abandoned, forbidden city. They have panda in China. They have the kimono garments. They have peculiar hairstyle that the Chinese wear. You know, they have their flag. Once you bring all of these elements together and the colors that accompany these elements, you set them. Then African, we have things that represent us. We have our kind of fabrics, we have our hairstyle, we have all of these things that are related to, fashion design. And so I came up with this. I have red silk, I have green silk, I have this structure that looks like fire, I have the picture of a dragon, I have these four coats. Look at this beautiful lady wearing these four coats, and it's reminding me of the panda. So if I want to reflect or create something related to that panda, I can easily use four, like this white material, to give that effect. I have the African hair. So if I have an African model, they don't necessarily have to, wear the Chinese hairstyle. Since it's a collaboration, a combination, I want to imagine that there is something China is doing in Africa, and then you just need to create that fashion runway to express this. This is what I'll be looking out for. All those elements of fire and all those. I have sequence material, I have silk, I have Ankara, I have the designs that are peculiar to Chinese, I have the hairstyle if I want to dress my models, the kind of look that they will wear. Then, all of this is a mood board. So if I want to design, I already have pictures of what I want. Then I design from here. An African design or Chinese design, combination of the materials and all the elements, and this is done. This is a mood board, that's what I'm trying to say. So we have sketches. So after I have my mood board, I then come to sketch what I want. This sketch is not related to the mood board. These are just some of my sketches that I had, and I'm just trying to show you that I use a sketchbook, and I can also illustrate them on my phone using a software. Do you understand? So this is what I'm talking about. When you have an idea, you can write it down, then make use of your sketchbook, put those things together, use colored pencils. Now we have different types of colored pencils. They are erasable colored pencils, and I recommend Nataraj. Nataraj is a very, very good product. Pencil eraser sharpener, to design, bring it to life. Nobody will beat you. In your quiet time, you can do all of these things, and then when you practice and do it more often, you get better at it. You get better at it. You can use markers, to, if you mess up one page, flip to the other page, get it done, get it right. So yeah, technical skill is one of the things that are the aspects of design. People are, technically skilled. Like I said, sometimes some people that do this are not the ones that do this. I don't know if you understand. So technical skill is something that is very important. Then on the technical skill, I have accessory. Accessorizing your design is a big deal. It is a big deal. Accessorizing your design is a big deal. And I'll tell you why. Excuse me. I'll tell you why accessorizing your design is a big deal. Now, a plain gown, that's let's go back. Yep. Let's go back to these clothes. See why this is the second one became the best option for most of us because it was accessorized. Now, a plain gown that is worth 25,000 naira can jump up to 40,000 naira only by accessorizing. Just accessorizing your wears, it can It can, you can accessorize your wears with beads, with fringes, with appliques, with stones. Just accessorize your design, make it beautiful, add all of these details to it, and you'll be shocked at how, you know, how they will come out, your designs will come out. Very, very important, very, very, very important. So I have this, look at this beautiful girl. Look at the neckline of her clothes, plain and then accessorized. There's this thing it adds, it adds to your design when you accessorize your design. So let's go back. We have fabric manipulation, and we're going to look at it. People have not, people can exhaust styles, but you cannot exhaust fabric manipulation. You cannot exhaust it. Then we have pattern drafting as a technical skill. So I want us to see another example of beading or accessorizing your fabric. Here is this plain cloth. Even as a designer, it doesn't have to be so, hectic or difficult for you. You don't have to be the one to bead the clothes, Plain, ordinary silk, sleeveless. You give a beader to bead it. That has become a premium clothing in your store. Just like that. Somebody will be looking for, inner, a camisole and walk into your store. They'll see the plain and still see the beaded. I'm telling you, that beaded will attract, a kind of attention, especially if it's properly done with the right beads. It will attract a kind of attention that will be irresistible. It adds class to that design. So here, I saw this picture recently. Because it pleased me so much, that is why I am displaying it today. One of the Nollywood celebrity actors. Now, if you are designing, design so that people will clap for you. This may not be a fabric. This may not be like a fabric that was bought and then sewn, This could be just some kind of manipulations and manipulation to get this particular design. Like this is back view and front view. The way I loved it, I couldn't, this was just yesterday that I saw it. The way I loved, I could not resist showing it to you people. Because what kind of creativity is this? You just take some elements and then bring out something beautiful. That's fabric manipulation. Like this particular, from what I may be wrong, but from what I see here, this is sunray or some sort of pleated clothes and arranged beautifully. This pink one here also, if I tell you that this particular region, the upper part was cut separately and then put together again. It's not embroidery. It's not pasted. They don't use gum. That is pattern drafting. Pattern drafting can only give you this because you'd have drafted it on the pattern and then disassemble and assemble it. It's a technical skill that you should not deny yourself in this age and time. You shouldn't deny yourself in age and time. Now, this is also another example. For you to get this kind of combination, you must use a pattern. You must have drafted, you must have drafted a pattern to give you this kind of exceptional beauty. To combine these colors, you can't just bring your material and you must know how to. And this is why some people are standing out, because they know how to do these things. Invest in this kind of skill to scale your fashion business, to scale what you're doing currently. Invest in it. Then other types of fabric manipulation, we have dyeing. What is manipulation? When you tweak something, you change it from the original state that it is. Dyeing, patchwork, applique, tucks, ruffles, frills, cording, fraying, echo printing, pleating and folding, heat gum, shirring, smocking, gathering, knitting, crochet, embroidery, trapunto, felting. All of these are fabric manipulation. See, if you make your designs out of all of these, you will keep standing out. You will keep standing out. The picture that I showed you earlier, that is what's it? It looks like frill, but that's a different fabric on its own, and it was used to create a design. It is 2025. You can't be regular. You can't be the same thing that you have been doing over time. You cannot continue like that. You must up your design game. It is necessary and is expected. These are examples of fabric manipulation that I just talked about. You know, this is talks, looks like this is the same thing. Then 3D designs. This is layering. When I saw this on Instagram, I was so pleased. Layering. You want to do wedding gown, you want to sew wedding gown for somebody, you just pack nets everywhere. Put, like, think outside the box, do something different, learn about different fabric manipulations, different ways you can do this thing so that you stand out and you know your work looks different, it looks unique. Change the fabrics you're using. Even for corporate wears, you can use this particular it's not quilting, this particular design. You can use this for a corporate wear. You know, this is like this looks like all these sea creatures. But I tell you, someone that knows the technical know-how that sewed this as a 3D, design. This looks like what you can do. It's very easy. You sew a gown, it's plain gown, but how can I make this different? Using design elements, using these techniques, how can I make it different? And then everybody's sewing peplum. When we talk about body type, your design should flatter your customers' features and all of that. So I have these pictures to show us that some people can be making peplum, but now look at in detail, look at these different gowns. They are peplum gowns, but this particular neckline has a collar. It's V-neck. It's like a shirt, but look at the details in it. Look at the details in it. Then it's a long sleeve, the same material or the same fabric at the collar is the same thing, at the sleeve. Then it has double pleats. More like the front one is like a panel that is put on top of the main garment. It's a peplum gown somebody designed. I come here, and this is also a peplum gown, but this peplum seemed layered, like they took it to the front, brought it back, and took it again, with a V-neck neckline. This also looks like this, but it's not exactly it, because this looks like what's it called? Pleats, like a fold, on this part in the front, and it's high, low, to the back. While this other one is just a single slit, but with a full peplum, like everybody is designing. Everybody's designing. What you need to do is harness your inner creativity. How can I make my design different? What is the uniqueness that I'm bringing to my design? Now look at this mama. She's excited, she's hot, she's classy. What's different? Her neckline. I don't know why I'm attacking necklines, because I think I'm tired of seeing you neck. Something different. This is regular plain clothes, but it's different. Mixed fabric, is making her makes her stand out. This is also for you to like try out these necklines. Look at this, is different from this, and it's different from this, and it's different from this, and it's different from this. 1, 2, 3, 4 different, or 5 different neck styles you can use. Now just this little tweak can do a great deal to your design. Just these little tweaks, your neckline can do a great deal to your design. So here is where I will pour my heart. I've been pouring my heart, but I want to talk extensively here. Inspiration. When we talk about the aspects of design, inspiration was one of them. Steal, but don't get caught. Steal, but I know God says thou shalt not steal, but I want to tell you something. It's not bad thing I want to tell you. Steal, this type of stealing, they will not offend God. God will not be angry. Steal, but don't get caught. Steal, but don't get caught. Everybody is gathering inspiration from the same place. I can tell that everybody is. Please leave Pinterest alone for a while. Leave Pinterest alone. Just leave Pinterest alone. There are other sources of inspiration, because some of the designs I see, especially on Instagram, is like you are improving. It's not even innovation. This one is that you are adding another design to somebody's collection. That's what it looks like. You're adding another design to someone's collection. I can't, there are some things that you see and it's logical. The sleeve is long sleeve. Oh, let me try my own short sleeve, and somebody has made clothes. It's not as if you're not innovative, but don't let us know where you got it from. That's what I'm saying. Don't let us steal the idea behind the design and not the design itself. I was making an example of Bubu. Everyone is doing Bubu, but what can I do different? It's for comfort. The idea behind the design is luxury and comfort. That is the idea behind the design. So what can you do differently to show that same luxury and comfort? How else? Steal but don't get caught. That's why some designs we see today, they are looking alike. They look alike. It's like, is this person that created the same design? Because now I would advise you to see movies. Go out. You see different people wearing different things, and you can get inspiration from there. Even from the river, you can get inspiration from river. If you're a creative, you have that creative eye, that once you see something, you have that creativity in you to rearrange it. You have that creativity in you to rearrange that thing. The design, okay, has puff sleeve. You just made your own short sleeve. You have only added to the collection. So in other words, still the design behind the style and not the style itself. There's a book, a popular book written by an author, Still Like a Pro. It talks about all this, like, still the idea, innovate. And when you're innovating, make sure you're actually innovating and you're not just copying somebody else's design. I had this in one of my this conversation in my interview session with some of the designers that helped me with my collection. Like, what's with copying people's designs? It's I don't know if it wants to become the next pandemic in the fashion industry. So if you end up doing what every other person is doing, and you stock your boutique or you stock your shop with these copied designs, now you would end up doing sales that you not plan for, because this trend has passed. This trend is no longer there. You just want to sell off. That's why that's achalu go sales. I know sabi market, cheat me. All of all those things, and you subject yourself to lots of. So my point is that creativity is not only coming about new ideas, it's also combining and transforming existing ones, and you do it very well. Diversify your influence, diversify your inspiration, get it from other places. It may not be Nigerian, designs, like cultural designs. Go to other African countries, to Western countries, peep into their cultural attire. You can get something for yourself to design with. Learn to remix and reimagine. Oh, so other tips are leverage on technology, automated and seamless response to your channels of sales. I have seen something very beautiful on Instagram. I spend most of my time on Instagram, so I've seen lots of beautiful stuff on Instagram, and they're really, really amazing. Like when you send a message, automated message sends, you receive an automated message, just like that, like that. Even in your absence, you're already transacting and doing negotiations. So leverage on these technologies to get seamless response on your channel sales. Then another thing is artificial intelligence. Now, let me, okay, some of you know now, Some of those images that I showed were AI generated. I don't like to say it, but I'm not a huge fan of AI. But then that's the trend. That's what's happening. And you need to hop on it and make good use of it for your business. Very important. So AI also can help you in scaling your fashion business. We have collaborations. Musicians collaborate. No matter how big they are, they still collaborate. Why are fashion designers not collaborating? Why? Understand that this collaboration will help you with visibility. It will help you a great deal with visibility. Learn to collab. I'm making skirts. I cannot make pants. I can get someone to do this. And you're working together. You make female wears, someone makes male wears. You can collaborate. It will help your business grow. Fashion designers want to answer, I'm the one that did this, I'm the one that did this. Give room for collaborations. It's going to help your business. Then public relations and customer care, which is very, 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 very important. You cannot be rude to your customers. They will not come back. They will not come back. They will not come back. Then have a very, very good way of attending to them, settling disputes and controversies and all of that. It is important for you to know how to do this. Another thing that I wanted to talk about briefly is I wanted to talk about the kind of fabrics that you use for design. Now, when I talk about target audience, I skipped this. When I talked about your target audience, I'll just go over all of this again. Now, it's not every time you use organza. You have a particular kind of fabric that everybody knows you for. Stop using very, very popular or common fabrics. Stop using common fabrics. That type of fabric that someone will tell you, please do style for me. Then you just go and get any fabric that you see. By the time you finish sewing, making that design, the person will see that his neighbor has it. His neighbor has that same fabric. Somebody at the junction has that same fabric. The day he decides to wear it to the park, he sees a child with his sister, a small boy and the sister. They used to sew up and down for them. That same fabric. You see that you're already not pushing that excellence that your brand needs. You can't be using every fabric that you see, maybe the cheap ones and all that. You must invest in quality, good fabrics, not so expensive, but quality fabrics. Then when you are marketing your product, you market online, you market offline, word of mouth, you can use sales and discounts, you can use referrals. Remember to wear your designs. Remember to wear your designs. You are the best model for your design. Even if you have models, you have friends that you can make that clothes cheap for, or however, you let someone wear it so that they can see, collaborate with other people. We have the social media today where people can post, your designs. When you have a friend, oh, let me make this for you at this price, let them know who made it for you. So in summary, I want to tell you, and I'm here to tell you that you are creative. Yes, you are innovative. You are the newest thing happening in this industry. It is your season, it is your time. You just need to do the right thing, the proper thing. And then, voila, you're already on your way to scaling. I hope you enjoyed this class. So before you design your next piece, ask yourself, what is the highlight of this design? What elements of design am I calling attention to? What is the functionality of this cloth? People who stand out are those who take time to work it out. People who stand out are those who take time to work it out. So, Achalugo, are you ready for the next level that God is bringing you into? You've been praying for clients, big fish and all of that. Are you ready? Is your craftsmanship up to par? Now there are different things like I said, technical skills that we have. You do your research, you do your mood board, you sketch your designs, you get the best fabrics for your construction, you have excellent sewing, neat finishing, and then you put your price. You put your price with your full chest. I'm telling you, people will buy. Pricing is something that we haven't really harnessed. Some of us are still struggling with pricing. But I tell you, when you know how to do this thing, when you know how to, put the proper price for your design. I see some designs that look very ordinary and they put plenty price on it. You know that you're not helping your brand. You must know what you are pricing. What are the things that are making you put that price for that cloth? You must learn it. It's very important. So now AMVCA is next month, May, I think. Will you represent? Are you going to show us? Are you going to, prove to us that yes, you know this game? Very important. So as God blesses us with clients, please do your own part, not to disappoint them. Do your own part to create excellence. It's very important. Nobody wants mediocrity, even in fashion design. So make sure that everything stands out and it's as excellent as possible. Thank you so much. We have a WhatsApp group where we'll continue this conversation and I'll take questions in that class. It's a support group also. If you have anything that you want to verify, you want to call my attention to, you want to know about, that group is where you should be. Send me a message on Instagram. I am there at the first on Instagram, and then you get the link to join the WhatsApp group. Or when I go through the registration links, I would probably add all of us to the WhatsApp group and continue the conversation there. So yeah, before I end, I talked about a lot of things and I intend helping some people to achieve their goals faster, which is why I have collaborated with some designers to help you with their courses. Now, there is bidding class, there is pattern drafting, and there is pricing, you know. So the pattern drafting class is for 7,000 naira, class is for 6,000 naira, while the pricing class is for 12,000 naira. And this is the account number you would pay to. Thank you so much, Olamide. Thank you so much. This is the account number that you pay to, to get these courses to improve your skills. These are technical skills that your business needs for this 2025. But I would really love to hear from you and know you personally, Olamide. I think you're from my contact list. I'm not sure. WhatsApp contact, I'm not sure. But I would want us to, join the group and then we get to know ourselves more. I intend to collaborate with lots and lots of fashion inclined people, and we'll scale our businesses from there, get to, our target audience faster. So yes, this offer is open for a short while. Pattern drafting 7,000, bidding class 6,000, pricing class 12,000 naira, and the account number is right here. Receipts will be requested in the class. I appreciate your time. This is a whooping 2 hours. I've been talking for 2 hours, and I'm glad you truly enjoyed the class. So see you in the closed WhatsApp group. Bye-bye. Please don't forget to leave a comment. And if you miss this class, you'll be seeing it on YouTube. Bye.